Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. This is Daily LK for the 9th of January, 2017. I'm your host, LK from KocoSports.net, and we've got quite a few decent enough topics to talk about today. We're going to talk about the date and location officially revealed for Wrestlemania 34 next year. We're going to preview the UFC Fight Night for next weekend. We have the New Japan and CML El Fantastico Mania 2017 tour dates and locations and matches announced for the New Japan World Tour, as well as the TNA One Night Only results. We're going to talk about Baron Corbin potentially being protected during the house shows. We're going to talk about the WWE UK Championship in the brackets. So a lot to talk about, and only 22 minutes away from the start of Monday Night Raw. We'll be reviewing that live immediately after it airs right here on this exact channel. So let's get straight into the news. We got WrestleMania 34. The date and location have been officially revealed. They used NOLA.com, which I'm guessing is New Orleans, Louisiana.com website, and they basically announced that the show will be taking place on April the 8th, 2018 from the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, obviously in New Orleans, the exact same building they had at WrestleMania 30, where Daniel Bryan won the WWE World Championship from Batista. And if you build a sports entertainer from the ground up, you get Randy Orton. So I was a bit shocked when I read this. I don't like it when they do two locations in very short time span. I like it when you get a different fucking Mania in a different part of the world every year. That's what my dream is, because they are world wrestling entertainments. They should use the world, they should do it in Canada, UK, Mexico, Japan, America. I like when they go New York, then they go Los Angeles, and then they go up to Philadelphia, then Chicago. I like it when they used to go all around America. Now they're sticking with these big motherfucking stadiums, and they're sticking to about 4 of them. Okay, so this year they're rerunning something they did 9 years ago, and now they're rerunning something they did 4 years ago. WrestleMania 35 is going to be in the same fucking building they did WrestleMania 33 in at this rate. I cannot stand that. Why hasn't London? Okay, and I understand. Okay, I really do understand why the WWE hasn't given a WrestleMania to the London crowd, but we're so loud, we're so passionate. We are the second biggest market that WWE has, minus America, due to the fact they're opening their own promotion, give or take, in this country, which leads me straight on to my next topic, which will be the WWE UK Championship Tournament. They've announced the brackets, the first round, and later on this week I'll be going to be doing my own fantasy booking of this tournament, so be on the lookout for that sometime this week. Lots to do this week. So we've got a Raw review, a SmackDown review, an NXT Lucha review, a TNA review, and then on Friday I'm going to continue my Monday Night War series, and then Saturday will be a Shine, and Saturday and Sunday, not the Shine, Saturday and Sunday will be the UK tournament, and in between then I've got to try and figure out where I can place the WUK Champs Tournament. So here's the matches announced. You got Tyler Bate versus Tucker, Jordan Devlin versus Danny Burch, who I watched yesterday as Martin Stone for Full Impact Pro Everything Burns 2017. I reviewed that yesterday. So once this show's finished, during the commercial breaks for Raw, I advise you to give that a watch. It's about a 25-minute show, so that should cover the lengths of the adverts. And then you got Trent Seven versus H.C. Dyer, Wolfgang versus Tyson T-Bone, Mark Andrews, formerly TNA, or I might still be with TNA. I haven't really looked on their website, and I don't use their website as a source. ImpactWrestling.com is a shambles, a joke, and a sack of shit. I hate that website. And I talk about TNA a lot on this channel, and I put it over for the majority part. Like, I don't like the stupid political bullshit that goes on in the company, and the people not getting paid, and do they get paid, and the internet. When I say that, I mean, these websites spinning it off about them not being paid. If you go to KocoSports.net, there will not be a single article on there about TNA not paying their talent. Okay, when you go to KocoSports.net, which we're moving to a new server on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it'll be a complete new site. So please head over and check that out. I'm already doing articles. I know I did a one night only results, New Japan. I'm covering mixed martial arts. I'm really looking this year to expand into mixed martial arts, maybe some mixed martial arts content on this channel. That's not a guarantee, and there'll still be the same amount of wrestling. So don't think I'm going to fucking convert into an MMA fan. And I wonder if the MMA online community is as brutal as the internet wrestling community is. Jesus Christ. James Drake versus Joseph Connors, Pete Dunne versus Roy Johnson, and Saxon Huxley versus Sam Gredwell. They are the 8 first-round matches in this tournament that will take place this Saturday, and the review won't be live after it airs. It'll be later on that night, as I want to get a co-host on it, because I can't stand always doing these shows solo. I don't always do them. I prefer doing them with a co-host. And here we go. So Bruce Pritchard, during his show, which is Something to Wrestle With podcast, he revealed the real reason why WWE decided to drop the King of the Ring as a pay-per-view event. I just want to talk about this in news because I used to be a big fan of the King of the Ring tournament pay-per-view. You know, they may not have had the most illustrious winners, but they had Kurt Angle, Steve Austin, Triple H, Owen Hart, Bret Hart. You know, there was still a good long list of, you know, Brock Lesnar of good winners, and Edge. There's a great list of winners. However, the reason why is because Vince McMahon didn't like the concept, and it was the company's lowest sales for a pay-per-view of the year. Which makes sense, you know, because especially as it's in between SummerSlam, which is obviously a large grossing event, whereas King of the Ring wasn't. And that's sad. And I wish every year they did it on the W Network. I hate nowadays when it happens. It's like, oh, okay, we'll do a King of the Ring. That means the winner of that becomes King such and such, like King LK, King Wade Barrett, King Sheamus. You know, don't King Booker. Like, don't do that. Have the King of the Ring tournament. The winner becomes the King of the Ring. They come out with that stupid crown. The heel, or if just say a babyface wins, a heel then comes out, they break the crown, they break that scepter, and then there's a feud. Don't fucking do like back in the day. I remember in the 2000 King of the Ring when Kurt Angle won it. His reward was getting a WWF title match. Brock Lesnar was the same in 2002, and he won King of the Ring. He was rewarded a WWE title match at the SummerSlam 2002 event against The Rock. You know, so there is a way of saying, hey, look, you could do a marquee event like King of the Ring exclusively to the WWE Network. How about this? You just take a house show that you have scheduled, just turn that into King of the Ring. Or make Monday Night Raw a King of the Ring, because it's 3 hours long. Have Monday Night Raw be a King of the Ring edition, where the winner of that gets the championship match at the next pay-per-view. I mean, there's so much footage of great King of the Ring winners. Why don't you use it for your advantage, eh? You got all that library to try and use it to your advantage. Here's a little article about Enzo Amore and why he hasn't been wrestling recently, because apparently he got injured on the December the 30th Raw live event in Los Angeles. Apparently what happened was he suffered a knee injury. He's expected to be reevaluated by WWE doctors in about 2 weeks, and we should have an update then. That's what the site says. So nothing really to go on there. I just clicked some of the articles that were main headlines from this site. Don't give them publicity, because I literally just typed in pro wrestling news on Google and it came up, and I don't want to give them publicity. Half this stuff might be wrong, and if it is, then I'm going to look like a fucking moron. Seth Rollins put a tweet out saying, last year I missed WrestleMania. This year I'll be in the main event. I'm officially announcing my entry into the Royal Rumble. They did it again. Flaws in their storytelling. There is so many flaws. Okay, now hear me out. You're thinking, why? If Seth Rollins can announce his entry in the Royal Rumble on Twitter, why doesn't Mojo Rawley say, I'm announcing? Why don't I go on there and say, last year I wasn't at WrestleMania, this year I'm officially announcing my entry into the Royal Rumble? Why can't I be in there? No, he didn't earn that spot. He just said it on Twitter. Why couldn't we have had, during this 6-week build from the last pay-per-view, Armageddon, or whatever the fuck it was, I forget, I just remember it's Armageddon, to the Royal Rumble, why couldn't we have had qualifying matches? They didn't have to be megastar versus. Why couldn't you have done Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins in the main event? Face on face, have Kevin Owens cost Roman Reigns the match. Seth Rollins wins, he advances to the Rumble, continuing the feud of Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens, and you're getting an amazing main event of Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Neither man has to turn heel. You could do it out of respect. They're doing it, but it's making the Royal Rumble match look important because two brothers are fighting just for a spot. You know, or they could do a match where the winner got to pick their number, but that's difficult now because obviously there's Raw and there's SmackDown. It'll be a bit difficult saying, hey, look, Raw gets number 30, but what does SmackDown get? That's not really fair. So with that being said, I don't like this entering yourself into the Rumble via Twitter. Like, why doesn't Mojo Rawley, now I don't want this to take place, but why doesn't Mojo Rawley just stumble on his Twitter and say, I'm officially entering myself into the 2017 Royal Rumble? Not that I want that to happen, but it's a possibility. And it just pisses. It's just laziness and just really bad writing. Like, why couldn't the Rollins have earned that spot? Why couldn't Nudie have earned that spot? It really is really aggravating. And here's a list of current people involved. So we've got Goldberg, Lesnar, Big E, Kingston, Woods, Jericho, Braun Strowman, and Baron Corbin. Only one SmackDown guy in there. So maybe SmackDown are going to get it right. Maybe SmackDown will have loads of qualifying matches, but who knows? Omega responds to John Cena's recent Instagram post, and I didn't really like his response. He put, John Cena is one of the great WWE talents that I respect the most. If I were to end up there, working with someone of his caliber would certainly be a goal of mine, with my mission of changing wrestling. I'm glad to be on his radar, but I haven't made any decisions regarding my future yet. He did that fair enough. You know, he went on there and said, look, thanks, John. Thank you for the post. Big match, John. Thank you for it. And I appreciate you knowing that I'm out here. But he hasn't made a decision yet. Now, from what I can understand is, because there's been this guy saying this, and this guy saying that, and this guy saying that, and this guy... Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, nearly had a heart attack live on there, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus Christ. So I continue. Jesus, I'm fucking scared. I'm going to go pick that up, all right? Holy Mother of God. I'm back. So this guy's saying this, that guy's saying that, this guy's saying that about Kenny Omega. Now, from what I've read from these different sources, from what I can tell, Kenny Omega's still under contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling for another year or two. That's from what I can say, what I've read. But different people are saying different things. And it's very interesting. You know, I'm interested in what happens. Now, lots of people, you know, this is a difficult subject because lots of people are happy that Omega can go to WWE. Lots of people sad about the aspect of him going. Now, if you like Kenny Omega, this is how I see it. If you're a fan of Omega and you enjoyed his match of Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 11, check out that review show already. We did that in the can last week. If you're a fan of Kenny Omega, watch Kenny Omega. Don't say, oh, I want him in WWE. Just watch him. If he's in WWE, that's great. If he's in NXT, that's great. If he's in New Japan Pro Wrestling, that's great. If he's in DDT, that's great. If he's in PWG, that's great. If he's in Ring of Honor, that's great. But whatever you do, just watch him. It doesn't matter what color the ropes are. It doesn't matter what logo's on the buckle or the apron or the production quality. If you like Kenny Omega, let him decide this stuff. Let him decide where he wants to be and follow him. Now, as Omega would look like a hypocrite, okay, I'm going to say this out there. If he went to WWE, he would look like the biggest hypocrite ever. Before Wrestle Kingdom 11, he's been going on these radio shows, these podcasts, and saying that I'm going to be the legend that never went to WWE. And now, just because he had a great match at Wrestle Kingdom, he's just going to go to WWE. I don't see Omega being a hypocrite. I don't see him being that shallow. I can legit see this being Kenny Omega saying, no, look, I'm working you all, and I will be staying in New Japan, and I will be having another great year, maybe entering the G1 again, you know, headlining in Los Angeles when New Japan come over for their part for that G1. I really do not see Kenny Omega going to WWE, and I'll be shocked. And I will live on air call him a hypocrite. It would be like me saying, I will never work for WWE ever, ever, ever. WWE comes over with a paycheck, and I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll put over WWE every week, and I'll work for them. Yeah, you'd make me a hypocrite. So I'd be very deeply saddened if Kenny Omega did do that. What else have we got? Here's the last little topic. Well, we'll get to that after. So Baron Corbin, okay, this is an interesting one. Scrap. I'm fucking still. You don't realize. I didn't realize that was there, and it was a toolbox, and it's metal, and it made a loud thud, and it just startled me, and I didn't realize it was there, and it just fucking shat me up something proper. So at this weekend's WWE live events, or at least SmackDown's live events anyway, Baron Corbin worked the main event matches in a triple threat against John Cena and AJ Styles. Okay, and in this, Cena's the one getting the pinfall victory over AJ Styles, not Baron Corbin. Why? Because they are protecting Baron Corbin during these live events. Now, on the Twitter world, there was a big buzz on Saturday about Baron Corbin taking a fall. He took a nasty fall from the buckle straight to the floor. That was scary. It was nasty. But Baron Corbin being protected in live events, whoever's booking these live events, take that protection, slap that on television. Because WWE is a sucker at not protecting their talent. They're really bad at that. And when they try to do it, it comes across really bad. But at least they're trying to protect them somehow, even if it's on house shows. I'll give them credit for that. So we got the UFC Fight Night 103 card coming up very soon as I quickly load this up from KocoSports.net. I'm just going to read you the main card on Fox Sports 1. There's a preliminary card that's on Fox Sports 1, but I'm just going to talk about the main cards. We have Court McGee, who's 19-5, versus Ben Saunders, who's 19-2. We have Jimmy Rivera, who's 20-1, versus Marlon Vera, who's 8-1. Joe Louison is 26-12 versus Marcin Hield, who's 22-5, and then in the main event you got Yair Rodriguez 8-1 versus BJ Penn and 16-2, and that takes place on January the 15th, 2007 from Phoenix, Arizona. I'll be covering that on the channel and also the website KocoSports.net. Fantastica Mania, which is coming up from New Japan Pro Wrestling and CML, joint combination of a tour, which will take place and air on the New Japan World, and I'll be giving you coverage of that each and every night from the Korakuen Hall from January the 20th to January the 22nd. So here are the main events for January the 20th from the Korakuen Hall. So we have Dragon Lee versus Cavernario for the CMLL Lightweight Championship, and then on the 21st from the Korakuen Hall, we have Maximo versus Hechek Creo for the CMLL Heavyweight Championship, and then on January the 22nd, you got from Korakuen Hall again, you got Ultimate Guerrero versus Volador Jr. in the main event for that. At least that's what the main event is. Excuse me, from what the press release was from New Japan regarding New Japan World and the tour that they're having, and I will be covering that tour live here on this channel. Chauncey Bullock says, Brother, okay, I knew you'd come. Chauncey Bullock says, Big Cass versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 24, or AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 34. I mean, AJ Styles, Brock, I could see, but what would it be for? Would there be something on the line? Would there be nothing on the line? Like, what's the story? Why does AJ want Brock? Why does Brock want AJ? Same as Big Cass. If there's a good story, I'll get behind it. And then he also says women should have a WWE Tag Team Championship. I don't like that idea because I think WWE are bad enough at booking their one division belt, their singles belt. They should just stick with having a damn singles belt and focus on that and make that mean something, because during the December, November, and October period, I think they butchered the Raw's Women's title. Considering the amount of flip-flop and flying that went on, I didn't like it and I didn't appreciate it. So that being said, I want to thank you for watching this show. I apologize. I got a bit startled halfway through due to the metal box noise. I do apologize. I'm still kind of shocked from it. I'm going to fucking move it right to the back so I never do that again. I've got new camera angles so I can swivel on my chair a lot more. I want to thank you all for watching the show. Check out KocoSports.net. Check out Dave Koco's book. We'll be back live with a Monday Night Raw review as soon as this show's finished. I want to thank you all to the new subscribers. Our goal was to get to 7,000 before the Royal Rumble. We're now at 7,023. And I want to thank you for watching this show. Make sure you stay safe, stay well, because it's a fucked up world out there. And I'll be damn sure catching your asses down the line.